Okay, here we are. It is time for a bit of a global video. We have not, man, it feels like I have not been doing many Wotv videos. I guess it's just because I'm. Anyway, today's video is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. There, give me money. Alright, but jokes aside, and no sponsorships here to be had in this video. Global is getting what I would consider to be just another week of pressure banners at this point. It feels very much like the global side has not had a kind of a week off, and that's just from my perspective, in the sense that it's been like it feels like it's been units after units after units with like even some new vision cards that JP hasn't gotten. Like the St. Patrick's Day one we still haven't seen, as well as the extra Venera one for the dark element that never came to JP either yet. So Global has just been getting the pressure poured onto them this week, and it might be getting more and more difficult for people to hold out for FF7 or even FF15. And I do want to talk a little bit more about my thoughts about FF15 later in the week. But let's see. So basically, Dreams of the Swordsmiths is coming as a event, and with it is two new characters. One related to the banner, one related to the event, one not related to the event. So I'm going to talk about both of these characters, what I think about them, whether or not they're really worth pulling for anybody on the fence. And I'm just going to say it, if you're a fan of this young lady, go for it, have fun. I'm not going to tell you not to. She's pretty darn good, and I'll reiterate that in this video when we talk about her in a second. Velrik, on the other hand, well, very specific recommendation. So talking about Summer Kilf, she has a new class, Soldier Thief. She's basically traded in all of her magic for essentially what is, all physical at this point. She really has no trace of magic left in her kit, and that's to both a benefit and a detriment. You think of specifically just having like a very focused physical unit. That's just plenty good enough for some people and not good enough for other people. And light elemental teams, as you can see, especially light slash based teams, are still a thing on the JP side. It is a somewhat common thing. Whether or not this is countering the dark meta, can't really say that there is a dark meta. It seems like more recently on the JP side, a lot of teams have been becoming very diverse in their elements, so that they're not so easy to go against. As a matter of fact, that's something I think I can say pretty confidently at this point, that Arena on the JP side has felt pretty darn varied for teams. It feels like often enough you see not really mono element teams for this, but mono elemental teams for actual PvE content in the game. That seems to be where mono element is going. But yeah, taking a look at her, her TMR grants shell and restores AP on a single use, can be casted twice. I wouldn't say that her TMR is something that needs to be had for any character. There are better better AP regenerations, and in terms of shell and protect, I'm just not as excited. But there's a lot of different units out there that can remove benefits and buffs on characters. So yeah, I'm not excited for this on our young lady here. Other than that, she's got a large amount of defense penetration. She has some good attack. She can buff other units, both in terms of their spirit and attack, so she's a little bit good against other mages. She can absorb some damage being done. Soldier and Thief as a sub job. Thief has some practical applications, but Soldier, I feel, is pretty outdated. Even though it can dish out some damage, it compared to a lot of other damaged classes, newer damaging classes, I don't think it's really that exciting. Limit burst wise, though, this girl can definitely, throw out a fair amount of damage with her limit burst and decrease light resistance, thereby powering up other, light characters too. So Kilf is essentially. Oh, and by the way, congratulations to her Japanese voice actress on getting married. Just bring that up one more time. But in all honesty, I think that this character is great for like really just light elemental slash team. You can definitely pair her with other slash teams and still get, you know, slash comps going that leverage that kind of stuff. But is this unit really going to like completely destroy the dark meta or, you know, dark elemental characters? Not necessarily. There's still a good amount of damage out there, and Dark hasn't gotten its big power up, which we're going to talk about. So I think if you want her, you really are just like an account that is more focused on light-based characters, or essentially you just love the character, you love her design, um, or you know you're just really maybe looking forward to powering up Jaden or Yuna, or just really synergistic light elemental there. But that's, I think, where this character lies. She is powerful on the JP side, but she hasn't warped anything over here, and I don't think that she's insanely broken her. All right, talking about a unit that has definitely been completely ignored at this point on the JP side. This is a unit that I've just never seen anywhere. I have this unit, and I have never bothered to fully build him because the simple fact about Velrik is that competent but unexciting would be a good way of putting it. Soldier sub job, pugilist or fighter sub, and his primary being, you know, this one. Taking a look at his TMR really quick, 493 HP, 10 defense, 10 accuracy. That increases defense for allies for multiple turns. That's nice. Increasing bravery for allies. That's nice. But it doesn't generate AP, and most of the time your bravery is maxed, and you've just been a little lazy about it. But this piece of armor I don't think is crazy or insane. I haven't seen it anywhere. And this unit I haven't really seen anywhere either. I mean, he has good jobs for most of it. Like Soldier gives him a power boost. You know, his limit burst can inflict disable for multiple turns and increase his own defense penetration by 40. Pugilist, I think, or fighter, you know, is just really generally a good class because it gives some movement, it gives some damage, it gives just some extra damage if the unit is taking damage. That's really nice. And looking into, you know, his main job, he can absorb some of the damage, dish out damage. It's like, it's all this stuff. Like, you know, you think of these Rune Knight or Nightblade. What is the class? Hold on. Completely forgot it in the video. But all of this is competently good, but it doesn't do anything really exciting. Like, I even know that the Boomy built version of this can get up to 1600 attack and a good party. So he has like a high attack stat and can dish out damage. But honestly, Velrik, I think for the most part, is a character that only people who are like looking for the Orin partner, who really want to do the ice element, who are going to not only commit to him, but also commit to the future vision cards for the ice element. And it should be noted that, like, as always, this is just the vision card to talk about because it is so strong for the ice element. And getting it maxed is almost essential for the character. I don't think that there's any discussion about that. It should be noted that in the YouTube video, Velrik looks to also be getting an exclusive vision card, which could power him up, and the ice element a bit. But I still think that if you're looking for Velrik, you're really doing just a mono ice element. And as always, the ice element has to deal with fire, and think about what that is currently like on the global side and make your decision. But yeah, the real recommendation for this entire video is not necessarily Velrik or Summer Kilf. It's going to be the unit that comes right after. From Dreams of the Swordsmith, this is a story, but in it is Ramir, or possibly Lumiere, depending on how the translation goes out. But this character is, and for all intents and purposes, I have not finished building her yet. There's just too many interruptions on my dark materials for me to finish this character. Not at 99 yet, so I'm gonna have... Oh my god, I'm almost at like 50 rainbow rocks. Horrible. It's awful. But yeah, Ramir is a big deal. She was actually a shift on the JP side, and that could be a little bit different, or it could be not different at all on the global side. Because essentially you have powerful units already there, and you think of UR Zazin, for example, and what would be even better than just giving him more speed, more agility, giving him a quicken support? Because one of the things that I think is pretty, like, for anyone who has played this game for a fair amount of time, you know that Phoebe just a good character to have on teams, even if she is a lower tier. Well, why not have a Phoebe with UR stats? That's essentially what this character is. You get the first copy of her, and you just have to get the rest of the resources for her to get her maxed. Astiga is very strong. Having access to Time Mage, this character is definitely one of the best characters because she's already in the Dark Element. She will make Dwan an even bigger threat than he already was. This character works with a ton of other characters, and I think she is incredibly valuable. So yeah, for globalers who are trying to save for FF7 and everything like that, do not ignore this character. Get as many of her shards as you can. She is just good value for PvE. She's good value for PvP. This is the real big recommendation character I have. But as always, try to follow your heart and have fun, whatever you guys want. So yeah, let me know what you're going for in the comments, or if you're just saving for FF7 or FF15. I definitely am going to give a updated video with my thoughts from performance of testing out Prompto and Noctis, and I'm just going to be talking with some other people about whether or not I really think Aranea can go the distance. But anyway, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.